All these fools. These freaking fools. They're telling me I'm alive, but yet they won't let me edit the name. This is completely insane. They're going to tell me I'm alive, but look at this. They got the name of my last live stream. Let me try this stuff. This is getting very pissy annoying that you freaking edit the name and it keeps coming all about damn time. You're pissing me off is what you're doing. Okay, yeah, okay. And if I use my other software, then okay, fine. Boy, YouTube, they just don't leave well enough alone, do they? So I'm doing every test run as I can to go live, and every time I go live, I got the name of last week's show. What a joke. Okay? And I use the OBS studio so I can screen out and not have myself on here. And what happens? Oh no, you can't do that neither because we're YouTube. We're deciding for you. Okay? I mean, it's just crazy. So here I am, okay? I don't give a shit you're looking at me. Y'all know who I am anyhow. But that's not the point. That's not the point at all. The point is I was going to use the OBS studio and I gave the name I want and they kept using, even though it showed I put the name in. Oh no, I go live and it's got last week's name. Oh no, I got live and I'm next week's name. Okay, and I just keep stopping it and redoing it and I refreshed everything and put the name in again that you're looking at right now and nope, okay. It's just it was retarded. So okay, fine. I don't give a shit. So okay, let me exit off the OBS studio and try it with my cam. Okay, here I am. Yep. I'll have to remove the other one. And right now it shows what? I've got 4 watching, nobody leaving no comments. So I don't know if they're actually watching. I don't know anything. All I know is YouTube don't get enough of messing with people. So the only thing I can say is leave a comment. If I see a comment, at least I'll know I'm there. Okay. Anyhow. Yeah, I got a few things I wanted to say. No. Okay, so I guess I'll wait until I see somebody write a comment somewhere so I know I'm actually around. And then I'm going to say what I need to say. Since YouTube has changed everything around again, I'm going to sit there and play with it. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, Off the Grid. At least I see that, okay? So anyhow, you see, I gave a name to this live stream, okay? Yeah, the storm. Yep, the storm is here. You know, I seen a report this morning that all of these children, I'm telling you, this is complete insanity. Okay? U.S. attempts to reopen schools sends thousands of students and staff home to COVID-19. All propaganda, all BS. The lie just goes on. Get ready for another lockdown. That's all I'm going to tell you. Get ready, man. They're putting it in your face. And I hope this country's got enough brains to figure out that when they order another shutdown, that everybody needs to hit the streets and all the people need to go to their jobs and open their company and open their businesses. Everybody needs to do that across this country, and everybody needs to come out of their house and hit the streets and do what Germany did. If you do that, they'll back off and the lockdown won't happen. Because in Germany, 1 million people hit the streets when they ordered a second lockdown and they canceled the lockdown. And that's exactly what needs to happen in this country. I don't care what anybody says. That's what needs to happen. Because if we don't do that, you're going to end up, more businesses are going to be closed. This is about crashing this country. And it's about genocide. It's about a bunch of sick psychopaths. Just like what happened on Monday in the state, my home state. This storm was a little over 200 miles away from me when I first seen it on the radar, and the reports came out of a severe storm, and it was over 200 miles from me. So I figured, okay, so it's the other side of Des Moines, which is 200 miles away from me. So I figured, okay, it's 210, 220 miles away. I've got at least 4.5 hours before it gets here, maybe 3.5. An hour later, it was coming into my town, which means that storm was traveling, what, 200 miles an hour? In all my life, I've never seen a storm move that speed. I knew when that storm was moving that speed that we were in a lot of trouble, because that means it's packing a lot of wind. And it was. It toppled gigantic trees. It was here and gone in 15 minutes and left this entire town pretty much in the dark. This is not a small town. It's not a big city, but it's not a small town. Okay? It went through this town in 15 minutes. Okay, we had 3/4 of the town without power. We had trees on top of houses, telephone poles on the ground, wires on the ground, and you couldn't even go down the main drags. Branches and trees, I mean, from one end of the town to the other. Looked like a war zone. Literally did. I was without power for like 52 hours before I finally got power back in myself. And I knew it was coming. I was sitting there looking out the door watching it. I was waiting for somebody's roof to lift up, because then I was going straight to the basement. Luckily enough, I didn't have to worry about that part, right? Because our roof didn't lift up. The neighbors didn't, but it tore their siding, some of their siding off, ripped their porch apart. Okay. It turned over trees all over this whole town. It dropped telephone poles. It was a disaster. Okay. And I've never seen a storm like that in all my life, not at that kind of speed. Even hurricanes and tornadoes that rip everything apart, they don't travel in the sky at the speed this storm was traveling. And this storm went like crossed half of Iowa, the whole state. It went into Illinois. It went up the clear into Indiana. And it just fucking whoom right across the state and wiped everything out. 3/4 of my state was completely wiped out, man, with trees and you name it. But I've been looking at what's going on, and when I pay attention to what's really been going on, I'll tell you what. Yes, I shut the radio show. I shut my once a week TFL Saturday Night Live. I shut that down. No point. There's just no point. You know, I've gave the best advice that I can give in the dating arena to people. Nobody wants to hear it because they gotta want to go with what their TV told them. They all want to continue to still play the games. You know, I'm the one that lived TFL 28 years. I'm the one that got a woman in my life, was with her for a whole bunch of years. Seriously, was, knew this female 5 years before we ever got together officially. Was married to her for 13 years, got a kid that I raised. Okay, I've had another female in my life. I hung around married couples when I was married. I know what I'm talking about. I give the best advice that I can give. I cannot control the social engineering or women's behaviors that comes from the social engineering. But you got to remember, it's not 100% across the board. Nothing ever is. But nobody wants to take my advice. They want to say that I'm nuts. They want to say, well, if I can't get laid in the first date, then I don't stand a chance. Remember, I told you about the sexual revolution? Remember, I told you they use sex to destroy the relationships to begin with? Oh, no, you don't want to listen to that. No, you don't want to listen to somebody that actually knows what they're talking about. You don't want to listen to somebody. I mean, at least I can give Hayden kudos, man. Hayden followed my advice, and he's got a woman in his life. Oh, I wonder how that happened, huh? Yeah. So go ahead. You don't got to follow my advice. You do what you want. I hope you enjoy your loneliness, okay? You can enjoy being alone the rest of your life. I don't give a crap. You know, you cannot help stupid. There is no fixing stupid. And that is the majority of the manosphere. And I'm not trying to knock you people down. I'm telling you God's honest truth. You don't want to listen to the truth. You want to go along with the social engineering that was meant to destroy the genders. Then keep playing your freaking games, man. Keep going along with that social engineering. And you're going to get what you got coming to you. And if you want to run over there to Incel and you want to join Steve Holken and run to Incel, you know how disrespectful that was to me of Steve Holken? When he came up on my live stream trying to tell me how I needed to drop the TFL name. Nobody likes your name, Bill. That's right. You know how disrespectful that was? So he basically dumped on me again, you know. I don't think the guy knows how to be friends with anybody. I really don't. You know, he dumped all over me and he ran over to First and he ran right on over to Incel, which came out of a university by a female. When I read what I read, I recognized the tongue and the language of what was wrote. It was brought to you by the elite. There's an agenda behind it. So if you want to run over to the elite's given name, and one day you get picked up, you'll get to be a real incel. By God, you'll finally be a real incel. Your body will be inside a cell, a jail cell. Enjoy it. Love it. Live it. Okay, now you know why I dropped the show. Okay, I dropped the show because I cannot fix stupid. And I'm not even going to attempt to fix stupid. If you're not smart enough to take sound advice, then you deserve what you get. If you're not smart enough to look into things, you know, this pretending you're awake to what's going on in society and talking the talk and unable to see what's right in your face because you're not awake. So now your foot's in your mouth because you claim you're awake to shit that you're actually not awake to. Because if you was awake, you would see through these shit. There's nothing I can do about that, man. I'm telling you, I cannot fix stupid. I'm not even going to attempt to fix stupid. You know, there's a reason. There's a reason I had the feds at my door. There's a reason I had the military outside my house, shooting a green light through my window, scrambling my Skype signal. There's a reason I lost my job and was blackbarred in the area that I was in from working. And that reason is what I do here. There's a reason I've lost 3 or 4 YouTube channels. It wasn't from violating rules. It's about telling the truth. At this point, I'm probably the only one in the manosphere that's actually been telling the real truth to people. And I'm not being self-conceited saying that. I haven't heard anybody else. Yes, Steve Hulk is honest, and Steve Hulk knows a lot about the dating scene. But Steve Hulk is also not awake even when he claims to be awake. He's like on first level awake. No further than that. How could he be? He's unable to see what's right in his face. But it was very disrespectful of Steve Holka to come on to my live stream on a Saturday night and start screaming at me and trying to argue with me and telling me to throw away the TFL name that's been here for 14 years. That went global around the world that he sat and talked about for all them years himself. All because he's running over to First. But see, this is how you can identify somebody who's really a friend and somebody who, well, okay, I'm your friend now until I find somebody I agree with or like better. Then I'm going to dump you on your ass and I'm going to run to them. And when that falls apart, I'll come running back to you. No, you're not coming running back to me. I was your friend and you wanted to do that to me. So you go ahead and do that to me. You want to ignore my phone call. You know, Steve knows he does. Okay? Steve knows he does this stuff. So I just don't really care. I don't dislike Steve, but I don't have respect for that behavior. And I'm not going to feel sorry for Steve if he's picked up and gets mainstream media's fame that he wants. Yeah, you'll get your numbers and your fame, and you'll get to finally be a real incel, as you're inside a cell. And when they haul you off on the Patriot Act for domestic terrorism and put you in a cell, you'll finally be a real incel as you're in a cell, and I'm not going to feel sorry for you. Any of you. If you want to go down that road, you go down that road. I don't care. I won't go near it. I just don't care. You know, I care about everybody and I try to help everybody, but I cannot help stupid. And I'm not going to argue with people who've never had a freaking successful relationship, not even one time in their life. I was with my first ex for shit. Knew her for 5 years, married for 13, 14 years. So I've got like 18, 19 years of knowing her. I've known her my whole life. We were together for all them years. I think that's more than most of you people in the manosphere can say now, ain't it? Most of you TFLers and incels never even been in a relationship. But you're going to argue with the guy that done it, lived it, knows what a relationship's supposed to be about, and it doesn't start with if I don't get laid on the second date. Okay, that's what destroyed the relationships. You can't do anything with stupid, man. There is no fixing stupid. Okay? Stupid has to fix itself. And this is what we see going on in society all over the place. And with this big fake pandemic that was planned 30 years ago. New World Order was created, what, in 1943? It sure was. That's when they started with New World Order. And now they're bringing it in right in your face. And all these people are still in denial. Yeah, just keep turning your heads and looking the other way. Just keep following your orders and put your muzzle on your face, will you? That ain't protecting you from crap. See, I don't care how mad any of you get at me. I just don't care. Because I've done everything I can to help people. And the only thing I get is people who've never had a woman in their life arguing with me how they know more than me and how I'm not talking what it is like in today's dynamics. No, I'm going to watch all of you idiots fucking stay alone the rest of your lives and complain about it. Sometimes I think you want to be alone. I think you're enjoying your suffering so that you can whine about it on videos. Isn't that what's going on? Yeah, huh? You know, this has only begun. This crap has only begun. You better freaking practice what Germany did. Because at least Germany, when they ordered the second lockdown on them, they got pissed off and hit the streets and said, up yours. Guess what didn't happen the second lockdown? Why? Because they grew a pair of balls. And they got up and said no, non-compliant. You know, the only way you're going to stop this crap is not by not complying in massive numbers. And for all of you order followers that want to tell somebody to throw on a muzzle, or you can't buy this or do this, well, do you know what the definition of a Nazi is? A Nazi is a person who follows their orders regardless of what damage it does to somebody else. You'll be responsible for destroying people's lives and causing people to kill themselves and harming people's health, then the definition of that is you're a Nazi. So if you want to know where the Nazis are in 2020, they're all over the world. They're just not really in Germany no more. No. The biggest clump of Nazis are here, right here in America. All you got to do is go to your local clinic or your hospital, and you will meet a whole shitload of Nazis. They'll be walking around with muzzles on their face telling you to put on a muzzle. You tell them you're not breathing in your own CO2 because it's poison to your health, they're going to tell you, well, then you can't be in here because we're here for your health. No, they're not. They expect you to breathe in poison. They're not here for your health. They're here for their lining their pockets. That's the reason nobody's standing up, because they're all busy taking the Rothschild dynasty's tool. You got to have the root of all evil at all costs. That's right. You got to continue to allow these people to destroy your life because you got to have your money. The Rothschild dynasty's tool, because who do you think owns the Federal Reserve? Who do you think's behind all this crap? The very same entities. What do you think your government, which isn't a government, they're nothing more than a corporation. Trump is nothing more than the CEO of a corporation, following his orders from behind the scene. As they roll Agenda 21 right out in your face, and the majority of you people just can't see it. You know, they gave you a little break and allowed some businesses to open back up and at half capacity and blah, 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 blah. And you all fucking, the majority get, oh yeah, man, see? If I put on my open garage door on my face, because that's what these masks are, they're an open garage door. If they wasn't an open garage door, I couldn't have had a nose and mouth full of toner at the end of the day when I changed the mask 3 times a day. But I did. Took the mask off, went to break, washed my hands all up and everything, had my break, put a brand new mask on, went back to work. Lunchtime came, threw the mask away, washed my hands up. That's right, put a new mask on, went back from lunch. Third break, took the mask, threw it away, cleaned my hands, put a new mask on. At the end of the day, blew toner around my nose, and you could see the toner floating in the air with your eyes. Okay? And then you turn around, you got a nose full of toner and a mouth with toner in it with the freaking things covered up by the medical mask with toner that you can see with your bare eyes that went right through it, and you cannot see an airborne pathogens with your eyes, which means it's, 50 times smaller than the little dinky toner that you see with your eyes? And that toner went through that mask. How the hell do you think that mask is protecting you from anything? But can you get that through people's heads? No. Because you can't fix stupid. I know I'm a little pissed, ain't I? Yeah. I didn't have a very good week this week, as you know. But I did go for a ride. I sure did. I stood in this doorway and watched branches fly through the air. I sure did. I watched branches falling off trees, watched branches flying through the air. We got a big-ass tree over here on the side of my building, on the opposite side of me. Oh, that tree is completely mangled. And I sat there and watched all this crap go down, and I knew the power was going out. When I saw that storm go freaking 200 freaking miles in an hour, No lie, man. That storm literally on radar went from the other side of Des Moines to my town in an hour. I knew I was in some deep shit then, man. I was like, here we go. Time to go for a ride. And that's what I did. And then I went 4 days without freaking power. Thank God my chest freezer is a great freezer. Because I've probably got over $1,000 in food in that freezer out in the garage. I had 2 refrigerators and 2 refrigerator freezers with food in it. We lost a little bit, but the freezer out in the garage, we transferred to it on the 3rd day. Okay? The shit in the refrigerators and freezer was now warm. And the freezer, the food was starting to thaw. I threw a little bit away. I took the rest that was still frozen straight to the freezer in the garage, praying that thing wasn't melting too, or I was going to be throwing all that shit away. And it was still all frozen, still had ice all over the wash for me not defogging it. Thank God I didn't defog it, huh? So guess what? I saved the majority of my food. 52, 53 hours later when my power come back on, my food was still safe. So some things worked out, didn't they? The people better remember this crap, I'm telling you. I'm not messing with people. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. That's the reason I shut down the Saturday Night Live show. That's right. I didn't even tell anybody I was doing it. Between Steve Hogan doing what he's doing and everybody running over to Incel and blah, blah, blah. You know, and all the advice I've given, at least Hayden, I like Hayden a lot. I've talked to Hayden, believe me. Him and I are friends. Hayden's a good person, man, and Hayden is very awake. He really is. He's very awake to NWO. He sees what's going on in this world. Him and I are on the exact same page. We really are. We're at that level. So is Harry. Harry impressed the hell out of me. Harry's just as awake. Very smart young man. Very awake. I can't say that about Steve Hogan, though. Because Steve Hogan's definitely not awake. He wants to tell you he is, but he's not. He has proved it with his own actions. So, you know, yeah, I shut down the once-a-week show. What for? The majority of you freaking run right over to an agent. You all wanted to join the elite incel that was brought to the manosphere by the elite. You want to go hang out with the people that are going to take you out. Go ahead. I don't care. Hang with them, man. You might as well just go hold on to Rothschild's hand, you know. Go ahead and hang with the elite. I don't care. Not playing the game with you. I'm done. But I see, I didn't say I wouldn't do any live streams ever. As you see, I'm here today, ain't I? Yeah, I am. Got annoyed at YouTube because I changed everything around. I changed the name to this stream to what you see it is 3 times. And 3 times I came up live, and 3 times it still had the name of my last live stream on Saturday night. So I canceled it again and canceled it again. And finally this time, oh, there's the name. And then I can't get my screen drop in because it wants to keep coming back to the last week, the last time I had a show on Saturday night with that name. When I used the OBS studio. So what, has YouTube done away with the OBS studio? I don't know. So it's fine if I have to do it through my cam, I will. I don't care. You people all know what I look like. I don't care. So here I am, okay? I'm up here live right now, you know, and so on the 3rd time that happened, then of course my son walked in on me, so I waited. And now I'm up here now, okay? Yeah, and I'm still smoking. Why not? I ain't got nothing to lose, man. We'll be lucky to be alive in 5, 10 years from now. All of you. You're all going to be dead, man. You're going to be killed. And if you don't want to be dead and don't want to be killed, then you better think about doing what Germany did. You better think about hitting the streets. When they order a second lockdown, you better think about massive numbers of people hitting the streets and people who own small businesses that survived it going and opening their businesses anyhow and showing these idiots the middle finger. Because when massive amounts of people do it, they can't stop you. There's nothing they can do. The power is in the hands of the people, not the hands of the elite bankers, not the hands of the corporation called government. The power is in our hands, not theirs. But you keep giving away your power. You say, here, I'm scared of you because you have a position. Oh, I'm scared of you because you own the money. I better do whatever you say. Sure, I'll bend over. You can stick it in me with no lube. I know I'm being sarcastic as hell, ain't I? But that's what people are doing. Well, we gotta follow our orders for the protection. I know that the mask will protect you. You don't know shit. And you know the sad thing is the medical establishment, they know this. Oh yeah, they do. They know this. You can go on to legit medical sites or get legit medical books and you can look up that mask. And it will tell you the mask is not to be worn the way it's being worn now. It says it would be bad for your health. The reason it's worn by doctors doing surgery is to keep them from dropping if they cough or they have a drizzle come out their nose or their mouth. It's to keep that out of your body. And as soon as that surgery is done, they take it off. It's not going to protect you from nothing. I'm not lying to you, man. I worked at a company called Alpine Manufacturing. They rebuilt developers for IBM. What is a developer? They all go in your industrial copy machines. You know, the big copy machines? That's where the developers go into. Well, they get plugged up with toner after so many miles of toner, which is the ink in a copy machine, goes through it. And they don't want to throw away the developer because of the cost of building them, so they rebuild them. And Alpine Manufacturing had a contract with IBM to rebuild the developers. My job there was to tear it completely down and then clean it. And then the parts went out to assembly line and put it back together again. And then it was boxed back up in brand new boxes, put on pallets, and shipped back to IBM. Who the servicemen went out in the field, took them and reinstalled them in the copy machines with developers who were messed up again. And then developers came back to me again. And because the toner was what it was, floating in the air, blah, 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 okay, we wore medical masks to protect us from breathing it in, and it didn't protect us. We still breathed it in. And you can see it floating in the air with your eyes. This is why I'm telling you. Quit fucking putting on a goddamn muzzle. It ain't protecting you from nothing. You're just looking like a clown. And following these orders of all these nonsensical people that don't look into nothing. And the ones that know, like your medical workers, see, them are Nazis. If you want to meet a Nazi, go to your local hospital or your local doctor's office. They're going to tell you you got to wear a fucking muzzle that they know goddamn well don't protect you. But they're not going to tell you that. You know why? They want their tool from the Rothschilds. The root of all evil, money. So therefore, they're going to zip their mouth and just follow their orders. Keep zipping your mouth and following your orders, and you're all going to end up dead. Don't think so? Don't think it can happen in America? You ain't paying attention to nothing. Damn right it can happen in America. You ain't no special little snowflake. You never have been and never will be. And TFL will go on forever. Because the dating arena, all you men in the manosphere, you're so busy following the social engineering. You're so busy keeping the problem alive. No wonder you're still alone. The only two people I've known in all the years that ever had the smarts to do anything would have been Kevin and now Hayden. And Hayden, he's got a girlfriend. Why? Well, because he just happened to listen to Bill. Then there's another guy that comes in here. He's an older guy, like 70, 71. And he's been on a lot of my damn shows in the chat section. Unlike him, he knows what he's talking about. He done told you the same thing I've been screaming at you. He knows what I'm talking about. It's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. The only chance you stand if you want a woman in your life is to go back and get rid of the social engineering and go back to old school and take the time to go out there and get to know somebody. Well, but women don't want that, Bill. That's not 100% of all women. You act like it is when it ain't. That's why when Mr. Hoke tells you, well, I don't agree with Bill. If you can't get laid in the first second date, you're never going to get nowhere. Well, no, that's the reason you're not getting nowhere. That is the exact reason you're still alone. So enjoy your loneliness. Because you deserve to be where you're at when you got that mentality. There's nothing I can do for people like this, man. I cannot help stupid people. Well, you know what? You start treating homeless people like shit, you deserve to be treated like shit yourself. What about the people who had small businesses that lost them due to something they had no control over? What about them people that are getting foreclosed on right now because of that? What if they become homeless? Oh, you're going to treat them like dirt too? You know, it's a difference if you're an alcoholic or a druggie and you're just too damn lazy to hold down a job and you're homeless from that, then it's because you deserve to be homeless. But when you're homeless through stuff that you had no say-so in and your income stripped away from you, and then people want to dump on you, they can shove it up their ass, sick bitches. That's how I feel about that. That's called mental sickness, man. They can remember having fun pumping and dumping, and they can remember how they destroyed it for every other man, and maybe one day they'll get some venereal disease, or they'll get some herpes or crabs, and then I'll feel sorry for the victim they lied to that they spread it to. Dumb idiots. See, when you pump and dump, you're on the same level as the woman you're complaining about. You know the woman who's self-entitled? You know the corrupt woman that's doing this shit to the men? Well, when you go pump and dump, you're just as corrupt as she is. You're keeping the elite's agenda to keep us divided alive and well. So you might as well go hold the Rothschild's hand and say, you're right. I enjoy being a bigot. Freaking retards. If you seriously wanted out of the situation you're in, you would have listened to what I told you. And you would give it a try regardless. and you drop your goddamn bullshit. You gotta go back to what worked for hundreds of years. Men and women alike are human beings. We all have emotions, feelings, wants, and needs. You're gonna say, well, but the women will never give up the power. You know what? If the men would stand together, but you're not gonna do that because you're gonna compete against each other, then enjoy your loneliness. Because if you can't stand together, you can never correct the problem. So enjoy your life of misery, okay? There's nothing I can do to help stupid. That's why I come up here today. Just to vent a little bit, okay? Because I get so sick of what I'm seeing. And I'm watching what's going on, believe me. You don't got much time for this before the United States says we got to lock down again. You're going to watch the United States and Canada saying, well, got to shut the businesses, we got to lock down again, blah, blah, blah. And if you go along with it, then you deserve not to be alive. Because it is Agenda 21. I never lied to you. And these people are not going to back off. They're going to keep doing this in steps. And for every time you're complicit, they're going to add more to it. And then they're going to add more to it. And then you're all going to be killed off like the sheep you are. The cattle you are, man. You're just wobbling your way to the slaughterhouse is all you're doing. And you're taking down the people who are awake and the children with you. That's right. You're going to be responsible for dragging innocent people to the slaughterhouse with your dumb self. That's what you're going to be doing. I don't know how else to tell you, but that's the reality. See, I don't live in a bubble. I don't live in a fantasy. And I don't watch a fucking brainwashing box called a TV. You know, you got to look at it this way. When a woman looks at you 1 to 5 seconds and rejects you, she wasn't good enough to be with you anyhow. You saved yourself a nightmare because your life could have been completely destroyed by that female. If men and women cannot be friends, then you cannot have a relationship. A relationship isn't formed on sex. That is what destroyed the relationships. Why do you think on that live stream I took you back to the sexual revolution and brought you back up to today's date and showed you exactly what happened to us? Hey, you didn't want to listen to that. You got to go with, well, if you can't get laid second or third date, Bill, you no point of wasting your time. There you go. There you go. Doing exactly what the programming's meant to do. You can't figure out why we're in the shape we're in. And of course, women, they were programmed that you as a guy, you owe them. That's right, and they get to use you. Look at today's dating scene using all the damn elites wording. Sexual marketplace. Like as if you're going to walk into a fucking market and buy a naked human body. What a bunch of idiots. Sitting there rating people from 1 to 10 by looks. And wonder why you're all divided. Competing against each other. Like it's a competition. Bunch of damn idiots. I never ever thought I'd see a world so fucking stupid in all my life. I know I'm living in a zombie apocalypse. Not a doubt in my mind that I'm surrounded by zombies. The only difference is they're not eating brains because you don't got no damn brains. That's the only difference. See, I told you I don't care who I piss off. See, I care about everybody, but I cannot help people who are too stupid to be helped. And I don't like fake friends. If you're going to be fake, then be fake, but you're not my friend. Because I'm real. And I don't hang around fake. I'm not up here for views or numbers. I don't care about the numbers. I'm not up here because I want money. The Rothschild's tool. I don't need it. I'm up here because I wanted to help people. And I'm up here telling people the God's honest, real truth. I don't come up here and sugarcoat nothing, and I don't come up here and lie to you. But unfortunately, there's too many people in the manosphere that are brain dead. They're zombies. They ain't got the first clue of what they're doing. Oh, they want to argue with me all day long. I don't care. Argue with me. I'm the one that raised a child. I'm the one that was with a woman and married to her for a bunch of years. I was the one that had another woman in my life. I was the one that dated several women after that. But I don't know what I'm doing. Well, tell that to Hayden, huh? Freaking idiots, man. Telling you. I get so fucking frustrated. Now you know why I shut the show down. Yeah, see, now you know why they're in a live stream on Saturday night. Why? What for? No point of it. Let the whole manosphere run over the incel. Then the elite can orchestrate another pretend Elliot Rogers situation, and then they can step up and look online at the incels and say, okay, we're going to go after this person, this person, this person. That's right. And we're going to use the Patriot Act as domestic terrorism. Bye. Have fun. Now you're a real incel. Isn't that awesome? You finally got to be famous. Look, you're being run all over TV. You're finally getting your views. Oh, look, they're going to be a real incel. Oh, look, they're in this little dinky room with bars on it. Or a big steel door. That's right, as you're in a cell. So enjoy your incel. NWO, Agenda 21, playing out right in your face. And the lying bigots on your television set are all following their orders for the Rothschild Dynasty tool, too. Because they don't have enough fucking courage or balls to stand up for themselves. The only way we can win is when people get their heads out of there, you know what, and stop complying. And because you're too stupid to do that, you're going to die and you're going to take innocent people with you. Just like in the manosphere, when I give you and tell you what you need to do if you want a woman in your life. And you can't listen to me because you know more than me, but you've never had a woman in your life. You fucking jokes. That's what it is, man. You're a fucking joke. You're going to stay alone because you deserve to be alone. That's what's going to happen to you. You're going to stay alone because you deserve to be alone. I just get so fucking fed up with what I'm seeing going on. And I got fed up with it Saturday nights, watching and seeing what men were doing. And how you would argue with me when I'm telling you the real truth. And how you never had a woman in your life, but you're busy telling me how it is. Why don't you go on a construction site and find the electrician that's wiring the freaking new building that's been an electrician for 40 years and tell him how to do his job? Tell him he don't know what the hell he's doing when you never done it in your life. You might just, well, you're just as stupid. That's what you're doing to me. You've never had success in your life. I have, and I know what I'm talking about. But you don't want to hear that. You didn't want to hear that. That means you might have to do some work. You might actually have to take the time to get to know somebody. Oh, no, I couldn't do that. I can't even keep friends because I don't know how to treat them. Isn't that what most of you are? Most of you ain't even got no friends. And you know why you ain't got no friends? Because you don't know how to treat them. Fucking makes me sick. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump on out of here. I freaking had this rant. I feel a little better getting it off my chest, but now you know why I shut down the Saturday night live stream. Because you don't get it no more. You don't deserve it. Okay? I will come up and do live streams periodically like I done today. I just may have to do it the way you're seeing is all. I won't be able to bring people in on Zoom and have people join me. Fucking joke. Until I can figure out and go do some looking to see what changes they've made, that if I can use the OBS studio through Zoom, then I can do a live stream and maybe come up here with somebody with me. Okay, but until I figure that out, I've got to do some investigating to see what changes Google has made again. So until that time, you know, don't worry, I could do a video, have somebody with me that way and put that up, okay? But I got to figure out what changes they've made. Because Google's done it again, man. They've made changes. And now I have to go learn the new system all over again. You know, they keep doing that shit, and I have to go educate myself all over to what they've done. And then they do it again, and I got to educate myself all over again. Just keeps happening over and over. Happened again today, man. And then, of course, I couldn't get the name I wanted for this stream because it kept trying to force me to have the last show I did's name. So I kept having to start it, stop it, start it, stop it. Okay, so I got to go do a little investigating on that. I'm not going to do it right now, but hey, guys, don't worry. I'm okay. I lived through the freaking mess. My town looks like a war zone. I'm going to be freaking 2 months picking up this damn mess. They really are. Okay, it'll probably be snowing before they get this shit mixed up. Because it trashed this town. But I didn't die in it, so that's, you know, and if I did, I wouldn't care. Because I'd rather be on the other side than to face what we're about to face. I'm telling you that right now. Oh, I know they are. You know, I've already lost 3-4 channels. I expect to lose another one. You know. But hey, it's nice to see you in here, Dave. Too bad I was just getting ready to leave. But you got my number. You can give me a call. And with that, I'm going to get on out of here. And you all have a good one.